Okay, I think we're finally rocking and rolling. Here we go. Apologies, guys, a little bit delayed, but welcome into the stream. And unable to stream right now on X. Let me know, guys, in the chat if you're seeing everything okay. So only able to stream right now on YouTube because normally I have this thing on autopilot, but just running into a small issue today that we'll have it fixed for tomorrow. But what's going on? We got a lot to jump into today. We got some NBA, big college basketball slate of games. We got Taco Tuesday with prize picks. We're going to cook that slip up right now. A lot of DFS, some NHL. Got some solid NHL games. We'll look at some anytime goal scores. So let's jump into it. I have prize picks teed up, ready to rock and roll. Lynn, what's going on? First in the stream, no doubt about that. So we got a Connor Hellebuck Taco Tuesday. We're going to pair this up with SGA under on his assists. What's going on, 49ers Faithful Irish? What's going on? It is Tuesday, guys. It's Hawaiian Tuesday as always. So let's go over here and take a look at DFS. And then let me devig to FanDuel. And then let me get rid of all the books and let's just go to prize picks. I want to go book by book right now. That's what I want to do. Okay, Markkanen under on rebounds. Let's see if I can get down with some line movement here. Bookmaker agrees with FanDuel. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So we're going to go with Markkanen under on rebounds. We're cooking up the Connor Hellebuck Taco Tuesday. They just bumped this to 6 rebounds. Of course they did. So I'm looking at it now. Let me double check. 5.5, 4.5, 9.5, 7.5. No, 6.5 is only available at 6. The line moved to 6. Great. All right, Jalen Duren. Under on his points and rebounds. Yeah, I like that. Okay, under 27.5 points and rebounds. We're going with Duren. Appreciate you guys. Again, didn't mean to push this back 15 minutes. Kind of had some digestive problems. Wink, wink. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So I had to push it back 15 minutes. All right, so I think I can only wager $5 on this Taco Tuesday slip. I'm going to try 10. Yeah, they're not letting me do that. So we got to do $5. That's fine. I'll share the link with you guys right now. This is the Connor Hellebuck Taco Tuesday slip. Anton, what's going on? Mike, evening to you. Irish knows what's going on. 2 bets revoked, Anton said. 1 on Brandon Hagel goal after they were misgraded as winners. Cost me 10 units. Wow. Wow, that's a tough one, Anton. That's definitely a tough one. All right, so there's a 3-pick slip for the Taco Tuesday prize picks. If I was just looking at making up a regular slip on prize picks, we have an edge. It's a low edge here, guys. So I'm not like running over to prize picks, like the Forrest Gump gif. I'm not running over, or the meme. I'm not running over there to go do this right now because it's like just barely okay. We'll take a look at Pinnacle, devigging to Pinnacle, see what's up. Yeah, small edges here, not much at all. Sharp money tool for prize picks. Denny Advida, it's okay. It's not great. Not much else going on prize picks. I'm not like super excited to like make another slip. So we're just going to move over to underdog. We'll just kind of go book by book here, guys. 3 and 5 picks. We'll add in 6 picks. It's fine. And let's start off here with devigging to Pinnacle. SAR over on rebounds. This looks good. So underdog. Again, I'm typically a 3-pick slip kind of guy. OGs and DGens know this. Looking at the over on his rebounds. Cool. I like that. I typically don't track this on my OddsGM bet tracker, by the way, guys. I just leave this to pick it. FanDuel, Carrington. All right, so Bub Carrington and SAR on the same team. So maybe I'll move off that, go for Drew Holiday. This is all the same. It's all the same game. I don't know if we're going to get hit with a nerf. I'm sure underdog will penalize us with some kind of nerf. I'm also kind of annoyed because on Google Chrome, I have to type in Holiday twice. First world problems, but it just annoys me. Okay. And it looks like underdog's telling me that the following projections are inactive. Drew Holiday rebounds. Wonder why, because you're leaving out some really good value there. So once again here, I could do Carlton Carrington. Let's look at the sharp money tool to see what's up. We got anything really good? Okay, this Demidov play, player shots on goal. Somebody wants it at minus 116 odds. They put $2,300 up. Pinnacle's taking $250. You know, I like to go within a 5 to 10 cent range. So I'm okay with this, putting this on a 3-pick slip on Underdog. That's fine with me. Yeah, this is really annoying on Google Chrome. I gotta like type in on Underdog in the search bar everything twice. We'll look at Demidov under 1.5 shots on goal. Cool. I just need one more pick now. I mean, we could try Bub Carrington. I'm assuming that we're going to get some type of nerf. That's what I'm assuming. So the under 20.5 PRA, they already moved this to 19.5. So this got bumped. Cole Anthony, not great. DVig into FanDuel. DVig to Pinnacle. Again, there's 3 results. Embiid, under on his points. Not great for a 3-pick slip, not going to lie. How about Bookmaker? Bookmaker, we could do SAR on points. We already did that. So, like, this is like... It's not great for a 3-pick slip. Like, I'm not going to probably make one because I'm just not... Like, Advita here, this is only 2x, a multiplier. So I don't really care about this. So, again, guys, not going to force a slip. So, at the moment here on Underdog, I'm not all that excited. Just not really excited at all. So let's go back to the DFS board. We'll look at better. And we'll come back to Underdog here a little bit later, but at the moment, just not seeing much. Okay, on better, DVig into Pinnacle, we have some solid options. I can get down with this. These plays have over a 3% edge. We have an Embiid play. We have, looks like, esports play. 2 esports discounts as well. We'll take the Embiid over on his points and rebounds on better. I play these slips every day. They are essentially, you know, only $10, but they're really, really, really nice. These discounts. More times than not, they hit. Not every time. Kane under 2.5 shots on goal. Plays for Vancouver. And then SAR on his rebounds. Okay. And over 7.5 rebounds. All right, 6x payout. Again, max entry is $10, but again, it's really good. I'll share the link here with you guys. While you might not watch me place these in front of you, I'd rather you see the board here than you watch me like search for guys' names. And I'll just drop this in the chat here. Orty, what's going on? Green Day yesterday. No, in Dub Club it was I think it was a 2-unit losing day, maybe a 2.5. The bloodbath kind of continues, but I don't really not losing hope. Some of our stronger markets yesterday in Dub Club just didn't show up for us. Didn't turn our way, which is all right. That just happens. But, you know, pretty much I know that if I can stay positive, and if you guys have been with me with Dub Club for the whole month, and you stay with me, and when we do end up having a really solid green month and get back everything we lost, I mean, if you can survive this, you can really survive anything, in my opinion, as a sports bettor, because this has been just getting kicked in the balls repeatedly. And so if you can handle this mentally, then you'll be able to handle anything that variance throws you in the future. Trust me on that one. All right, so there's that better slip. We could also have the Zubox play. So we're going to take this esport discount. It's a free square, basically, on this simple dude. He's just got to get 1 kill. His line's at 31.5. He's just got to get 1. So we'll go with Zubox here. And we'll hit this play. But then we'll look and see what FanDuel has. We'll add that. So 14.5 points for Zoo. And then let's go over to FanDuel. Oh, Irish, I know that, man. And there's a lot of people in here that they're definitely down for it. You know, that's kind of the nice part about myself, at least, you know, for guys like Irish and a lot of you guys out here that have been watching me for over a year, you know that I'm a very profitable bettor. And we just happen to run into, you know, a very tough month. So it's the way she goes. One of my favorite shows of all time, Trailer Park Boys. Big fan of Trailer Park Boys, fun fact. And that's just the way she goes, way of the road. Under 3.5 rebounds, Cole Anthony. So that's how we're going to cook up this free slip on better. Basically, we're getting 1 pick that's basically a free square, guys, for esports. Definitely want to take advantage of that. Appreciate that, Anton. Appreciate that a lot. So there's another link there at Better, guys. We're just kind of ripping through these. I try to, do a slip or two for the book. Just depends on it. Again, if you guys are tuning in, I started the stream a little late because I had some digestive problems. Wink, wink. If you know, you know. Feeling better now, though. So let's take a look at the sharp money tool for Better, and let's see what's up. Still got underdog in here. That's my fault. Yeah, the liquidity here is just too low. So, like Mark Williams here on his points and assists. Also, guys, we're going to talk a decent amount on today's stream about overtime. I signed up. It took me a little while to figure it out, but I figured it out how to use it. And so I'm going to kind of walk you through a little bit, if you want to get signed up with overtime, how to do so, because it can be a little confusing. So there's a new book that was added to OddsJam. It's a crypto book called Overtime. Has a lot of opportunities. I noticed some errors on OddsJam's part in terms of the odds that they're pulling in, but there were some really legitimate opportunities. And we'll talk a little bit about that. I know Rick, if you're on the stream right now, Rick was asking me, so we're definitely going to talk about that. That's right, Garrett. Shit wins are coming, and we're really smack dab. This is obviously for anyone. If you've never watched Trailer Park Boys, I apologize. If you never, you're not going to know. But the shit wins, we are like legitimately right now in the wins of shit, and it hasn't stopped. And we're just going to keep on going. All right, so that's better. Got some value there, not bad. Let's take a look at parlay play. If you guys tailed the parlay play slip, I didn't tweet it out, but if you tailed that parlay play slip that I shared with you guys yesterday, we cashed. We did cash a parlay play slip yesterday, 3 picks, which was really nice. It was this one. I guess I shouldn't have taken the insurance, but it was this slip right here. Vooch, Derek White, Jabari Smith Jr. We cashed this. So White and Smith were on the hooks. We were on the right side of the hooks, but I was able to put 50 down on that, and we were able to get a nice little payout there. So hopefully you guys were able to tail that parlay play slip. These ones look pretty good here. We got Chet Holmgren. We got some good stuff. Now, some of these OddsJam guys, some of these parlay play ads, these payout boost specials, and OddsJam recognizes that. So sometimes when we're betting on these are payout boost specials. Doesn't look like that's the case here. So we're hitting Holmgren up. Filipowski under on his points and rebounds. And this is devigging to FanDuel, by the way, guys, for those of you that are curious. Points and rebounds on Filipowski under 17.5. Cool. And then SGA over on rebounds. Lower edge here. So I'm just going to wait to see if we can find a higher edge. Just devig this to Pinnacle. Not really. Not really. It's actually worse. The highest edge is under 1%, so I'd rather go back over to FanDuel and hit the SGA play up. We can take a look at Bookmaker for a second. Nothing there for Bookmaker. I'm just going off the results here at the bottom here, guys. Kyle Kuzma pops up. Filipowski drop? Yeah, Filipowski dropped. So we're going after Kuz, and we're going under his points and assists. And let's remove Filipowski. Looks like they might have just nerfed this Kuzma play. No, it's still there. Okay. And then we'll do we can do Kendrick's. I'll do Kendrick Williams. Again, these are lower plays, but I'm willing to go this on a 3-pick slip. Where's Kendrick Williams at? Thunder, under on his points and rebounds. All right, so this is a boosted payout special. We're gonna go in. I got some different payout boosts here. I got a free entry, so I'm just gonna play this for a free entry. They won't let me do that because the payout shifted on Kendrick Williams or Kenrich Williams. Yeah, no doubt about that. Irish Onyx is running another really solid boost. The Chet Holmgren play disappeared. Well, it might be because it's things are moving really quickly over here. We might be just scrapping this whole thing on parlay play. Appreciate you guys' patience that don't have parlay play. I like the little feature here with OddsJam. That's kind of nice. Yeah, these are just too low, so we're just going to scrap the parlay play. I'm not going to force it. Let's look at Dabble, see what we got with Dabble. I guess we'll go to the sharp money tool for a second and take a look at parlay play, because maybe there's something different there. No results. Okay, good times. Good times. How about Dabble? 3 picks on Dabble. Again, too low of liquidity here, but maybe the price is good. Not really. It's a bunch of shitty sports books. We're getting a better price than Fanatics and Sportsino and Gary Harris. Okay. Same here with Champagne. Okay, I don't really care. It's not really enough to move the needle. Let's take a look at Dabble. No results when it comes to DVigging the Pinnacle. FanDuel, we have 5 results. Bookmaker, we have 3 results. All right, FanDuel. Peyton Watson, Isaiah Stewart, Bryce Sensabaugh. I like all 3 of these. So again, on Dabble, guys, for Dabble, if you want to follow me on Dabble, Billy C's the username. And then once I cook this slip up, you'll be able to copy that slip. So if you just follow me, loading up on my phone right here, guys, because they don't have a desktop website. Didn't hit the slips yesterday on Dabble, but it is what it is. Pistons, Nuggets. We're looking at what the points. Peyton Watson under. We're looking at Isaiah Stewart's points over. And then in the Clippers game, we're looking at Bryce Sensabaugh under on his points. This is a 6x payout. Cool. I'm going to throw $50 in here. And you guys should be able to tail the slip now. It's out there. It's live. It's good to go. Again, username Billy C. I just took the top 3 picks right here, all a 2.5% EV edge or higher. DVig to FanDuel. I could add this to OddsJam's tracker, but I'm just not going to. I'll take a little screenshot. Looks like I appreciate the 24 people that follow me. Appreciate you guys. It's awesome. The max I can play on this is $50. Let me know if anyone out there is allowed to wager more than $50. But since I signed up like a couple weeks ago, I can only play $50 max slips, which is better than nothing, but kind of stinks because everywhere else I can bet more than that. All right, let's take a look at DraftKings Pick 6. And then we'll move off of DFS. So DraftKings Pick 6, DVigging to FanDuel. Okay, I like these 2 plays again. I'll put Peyton Watson on 2 slips. Yesterday we put him on 3. We put some guys on 3 slips, which is fine by me. So I'm just going to log in to DraftKings over here, see what the promo is today. Again, guys, normally all these books are offering promos almost every day. At least Pick 6 is. Better got discounts every day. You want to hit them up. Really, really good stuff. We get a claim 2 boost for a 4-pick NBA entry. Okay. So the trick here is that we have to try to find plays that, don't get bumped. That's the tough one. So we got Watson. We got Kamara. Kamara's over on his points. Okay. And we could do Demon as well. I'm okay with that because we're getting this under 9.5 points. And then if I DVig this to Pinnacle, can I get a 4th pick? Russ over on assists. I'm cool with that. Let's grab this reward. Max entry's $50 for me? Or is it 10? They said I could bet 50 on this. That's pretty good. Yeah, baby. We got that for $50. I'll share the link with you guys. Here we go. So there it is. Take our first 4-pick slip. This is the boost. Put my money where my mouth is, guys. There it is. I'm very transparent with everyone that follows on here. I might not be able to. I don't place the slips in front of you because I feel like looking at the OddsJam screen, if you're trying to tail these, is a little easier. But there's the first slip. We're getting 2 of these. 30% boost. It's pretty solid. Obviously, these are low edges here. So we'll look to see if bookmakers offering anything. 3 results. Okay, we can do Edgecombe. Edgecombe under on points. Spencer Knight on saves. All right, we got to do NBA players though. That's the only thing. Sharp money tool. Let's grab pick 6 to see what we have, and then as soon as we're done with this, we're just going to jump over to the Onyx parlay boost. Valanciunas, there's $1,100 here. All right, under on his points and rebounds. I'll throw him on here. All right, so we're going to grab Valanciunas here. Edgecombe, cool. And then we might go back to the well again. Is there anything with Bet Online? How about Circa? Circa, we got Jeremy Grant. These are low edges. Like we're talking like low holds, which that's fine. When we're getting these boosts, like it's okay. You could do the Peyton Watson under here again. These are all slim. We might go back to Kamara and maybe Westbrook again. That might just be the case. Which I probably will do. So again, if you guys don't want to do this, I understand. But we're going to go back to Kamara and Westbrook. And I think we're taking what? Kamara, we're taking his, I can't remember if it's his under or his over. We're taking the over. And 50% boost. All right, I'll share this with you guys as well. There it is. Take a little screenshot there, just for my own record-keeping purposes. So that's how we're using our boost today, guys. Understand if you only want to use one of them right now, maybe you could wait a little bit later for another. But there we go. There's DraftKings Pick 6. Let's jump into this Onyx parlay, and then we'll take a look at some arbitrage for my arbitrage people, because I don't want to forget about you guys. Still love all you arbitragers, because I can understand it, especially live now, guys. If you're hitting up Kalshi for live arbs, Kalshi's been showing some live arb potential, so don't sleep on that. Let's go to Pinnacle to start this off. And Onyx, what do we got? Okay, DVing to Pinnacle. Let's look at some mainline markets first. Do we got anything for mainline markets? 5 results. Knicks minus 12.5. Okay. Don't really care about these college basketball totals. Knicks minus 12.5 looks decent. Again, there's this all sport parlay boost. We didn't hit yesterday. It's like a 35% boost on Onyx. Make sure you opt in. They're also giving away like $10,000 Onyx cash if you join their Discord. So that's worth something. Knicks minus 12.5. The thing that you want to go, guys, with Onyx, again, you want to make sure that the DraftKings logo and the Onyx logo is side by side. That's an actual real play that you can actually hit up, right? So we grab this, Knicks minus 12.5. Cool. All right. Before I jump into any other like player props, I just want to see like, what about Bookmaker? They got anything? They got the total goals here. This over, it's plus 151 on Pinnacle. Not really crazy about that for the hockey game. Just again, guys, bopping around, looking at mainline markets, seeing what's up. The under in this Pistons-Nuggets game, not good. Pinnacle's taking $7,500 to Circa's $3,300. So Pinnacle's taking twice the amount of money that Circa is, and they're plus 108. So I don't like the under on that Pistons game. Just move off of it. Yeah, Irish, we might have to take a look at tennis. What's the date? Where's the markets? Tennis right here. This is first set games. That's not for Onyx. Yeah, not much. There's not much. So let me go over to, let's clear this out. Let's go to FanDuel right now. Let's take a look at some player props here. Zoo on his rebounds over 11.5. This looks really good. Let's go Clippers Jazz. This is going to be an alt line for Zubac. His main line's at 10.5. So we'll grab the 11.5. Cool. It's 5% edge to FanDuel. And then Derek Queen under on his assists. All right. This is a 3% edge. I'm fine with that. Okay. So we should be getting odds of what? Plus 653. We're getting plus 882. This is a max wager of $20. So this is how I'm going to use my 3-pick parlay. Knicks on the spread. Everything just moved a little bit. This just got nerfed a bit. The Derek Queen play didn't. Zubac did, though. Zubac went to plus 107. So that sucks. This is the pain in the ass. The Knicks spread got slightly worse. I'm okay with that. But we're going to have to find a different play. Because this Zubac's play isn't there anymore. Sensabaugh under on his points and rebounds. Okay. Again, guys, this is kind of the pain in the ass when it comes to with Onyx. This is why it's very frustrating. It seems like I take a lot of time, but trying to get through this one so that we can get it done. Under 18.5. All right, let's take a look at this now. We should be receiving odds of, what, 544? Yeah, 544, but we're getting 734. Let's see if we can get this now. Sensible just moved again. From minus 105 to minus 115. Okay. So now the Sensible play moved. So I appreciate you guys that aren't on Onyx. You know, for those of you that are, I'm trying to really get this parlay done. This is why I don't bet a lot of parlays on the streams, guys, because if shit bumps, it takes like 10 to 15 minutes just to get a parlay in. And then I start to get really pissed off, if you couldn't notice, because like it's very frustrating. And that's why no one bets on your book, Onyx, because you're bumping shit all the time. So Trey Johnson, under on his assists. It's now a plus 117 instead of plus 122. So this play barely has an edge. Markkanen under on his points. Let's go back to that one and try this again. This is all DVIG to FanDuel, but I think FanDuel can be very sharp for NBA player props. Markkanen under on points. Again, guys, if I just open this up, click add to parlay, and then you could see that we're going to remove this Sensible play. 526 odds. Let's try this. Markkanen just, okay, we're going to have to, Markkanen play just bumped now. So we're going to move off this Onyx parlay because I'm going to punch a hole through my wall Andy Bernard style. And because this is just taking up way too much time. So Onyx, yeah, maybe you should it's so frustrating. All right, let's take a look at some arbitrage bets. And let's see what's going on. So for those of you that are looking for the Onyx parlay boost, obviously just DVIG to a book and find it, because I'm not going to take 30 minutes to make a parlay. But especially it has to be a 3-leg parlay. It's definitely a solid parlay boost that you want to take advantage of. But for the sake of everyone's time, we're just going to move on. Okay, so this is a really good time, guys, to arbitrage bet. You can find some great value. Again, just select the sports books that you have accounts with. The first thing that I like to do is just select all the books and then just take a look to see like what books are matching up or lining up with other books. Like, you know, what's going to be worth your time. Obviously, you can see this money line play. Someone's way off. It's probably Fanatics. This probably isn't a real line. Okay? But you could start to take a look at like, all right, well, maybe can't be in DraftKings, right? Again, if you're seeing Onyx line up with DraftKings, guys, if you notice that, you know, DraftKings odds is at plus 170, remember, Onyx copies DraftKings. So this is definitely a viable play, but this is definitely a mistake made by Canby, because DraftKings is at minus 395, Sportzino is at minus 400. Like, this is probably fake news. So if you lock in that ARB, you might get, you know, one of your legs refunded to you. So that's the only problem here. And if I just want to like get rid of all of this, just say, hey, hide the whole total points market for Ohio, Kansas State. Hide the point spreads. I don't want to see any of that, right? Because it's probably just an error made by the sports books. Now, when we come over here, you're going to see overtime pop up a lot. And the problem here with overtime is for player props, guys, this sports book, which is a new book that was added, it's actually, you can find the plays for player props. OddsJam, though, it seems to be for like tennis and for hockey, they're pulling in the incorrect odds or the incorrect market on overtime. So these plays for overtime aren't exactly real because they're pulling in the wrong odds. So just come over here, type in overtime, just deselect them. And now we're going to find some better opportunities. Plays that live in a 1 to 8% ROI range here on this left-hand side, these are actually real plays that you can hit up. If you see like a 25% ARB, 10 times out of 10, it's an error made by the sports book. And if you hit that play up, they're probably going to punish you. That's just the reality of the situation. So you just kind of want to stay away from those. Okay? This Bobby Portis play, you could see over here on ProfitX, there's $1,500 in liquidity on this play. So you want to go over to MGM and bet this first, because there's plenty of money over here on ProfitX that you could go over there and grab it. right? But you still want to move quickly. You want to knock these arbs out or bet both sides of the arb within 30 to 60 seconds. You don't want to take 5 to 10 minutes because that's where you're going to leave yourself one-sided, where you bet the under on MGM, and then, I don't know, you're like me and you got to go take a shit. And then when you come back, you see that, like, dude, this over's gone on Bobby Portis. I can't bet this. That's called being one-sided. Now you just have one side of the arb, and now you're screwed because now you have definite risk, right? Because if Bobby Portis gets like 9 assists tonight, you lose this under. And that's a problem. So you want to make sure that you're logged into both of these books. You're placing these bets within 3 to 5 seconds of each other. Bang, bang. And so that you can lock these in, right? And that's how you really want to do it. Books like The Score, books like Hard Rock, books like Flip or FanDuel and Flip. These are all books that are going to tell you the max wager size before you have to submit the bet. So you can type in $1 billion on FanDuel and it's going to tell you the max wager size. Same thing with The Score, right? These are important to figure out when you're trying to size up. Like when you're trying to go hard in the paint and make some serious dough with this strategy, you know, using the books that are already going to tell you the max wager size before you place the bet, that's valuable information. DraftKings, MGM, we don't know. We don't know what the max wager size is. You just got to submit the bet, cross your fingers, and hope they take it. But we have no idea. So that's why you want to target sports books like Hard Rock, FanDuel, Flip, The Score. They're going to tell you that information beforehand. That's why we like offshore sports books, because offshore sports books usually have a max bet button that you can figure out before you submit the bet what they are willing to accept. And that just help size things up. Just like Bet 105. Bet 105 will tell you the max wager size. And that's how you can kind of stay under the radar. So if Bet 105 is accepting a $200 max wager, either bet $200 or bet like $195. Right? Just bet slightly below the max wager size. All right, let's go over the EV tool. Let's take a look at some anytime NHL goal scorers. What do we got? 4 results. Jordan Kyrou. Oh! Go, 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 go. Canby. Any Canby sportsbook. This is really only good if you have a Canby book. Only worth it. This is an 8.5% EV edge play. I'm going to head over to Desert Diamond, and I'm going to bet this bad boy right now. Jordan Kyrou, anytime goal scorer. This is fantastic. The Tomas Hertl play, not really. But this Kyrou play is fantastic. Stars and the Blues. Plus 265. And we're going to try to bet this for 150 bucks. Again, guys, place the bets in front of you so that you can see that I keep it 100% with you. Bingo. There we go. So I just don't tell you what to bet. I actually place the bet in front of you. So if you can appreciate that I keep it as real as it gets, smash the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. Obviously, we try to provide you tips, actionable tips that you can use to make money, right? Whether you're just interested in tailing bets or you actually want to learn how to use the software. And what I aim to teach you in these streams, it's not just if you use OddsJam, right? You can use this on any sports betting software. I don't care what you use. Unabated, A-Train, Bookie Beats, OddsView, Pick the Odds, whoever it is. You can use the same rules apply, okay? But if you want to try OddsJam 1 week for free and smash NHL anytime goal scorers, right? Setting it up like this, minus 150, plus 250, use code Billy35. You're going to get a 1 week free trial. You'll receive a 35% discount after your 1 week trial ends. So really good time of the year to be sports betting. You know, once we get to May, things really quiet down a lot. Things dry up. But from now until the end of April, this is a great time for sports betting. So get in on it. Jordan Kyrou, there we go. Desert Diamond, 150 bucks. Let's go. Now, we have a 30% chance of winning this bet. So for those of you that are new to this, like, dude, why would you wager so much money on this massive underdog? Because all the sports books are telling us we should be getting paid out $211 on a $100 wager. Canby's going to pay us out $265 on that same $100 wager. So we're getting paid out way more than what we should. Or think of it like this: when you go to the grocery store and you get your final bill and it says $100 on your grocery bill, and the dude's like, hey man, don't worry, just pay me 60 bucks and we're good. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like, it's $100 for all these groceries. He's like, no. There's a big sale going on today. It's only going to cost you 60 bucks. right? That's a value to you. That's savings. It's the same thing here. The opposite, though, is we're getting more money in our pocket when this bet hits. So the fair win probability is 30%, which is really plus 236 odds. We're getting paid out way more than that. So it's a value to us. We want to bet that. Finding plays that where you're getting paid out more than what you should, that's called positive expected value, hence plus EV. That's a long-term path to profitability with sports betting, just using data. I don't know jack shit about Jordan Kyrou. I just know he plays for the Blues, right? He's one of their better players, right? So I know he's going to get first power play minutes. He's going to be on the top 1 or 2 lines, right? He's going to be out there in key situations. That's all I need to know, really. I don't need to know like what his minutes are, what his shots on goal are, how good the Dallas defense is in blocking shots. I don't need to know any of that shit because the sportsbooks already priced that in. So I'm just picking off the books that are paying us out way more than what they should. That's the strategy. The rest of these plays, not really interested. If Tomas Hertl can get up to like a 1.5%, 2% edge, I'm interested. But for right now at this price, not really. So we'll keep it moving. Let's take a look at some college hoops. Looking at Bookmaker, right? And I want to primarily focus on point spreads. That's really what I want to look at here. Okay, point spreads, devigging to Bookmaker. Worst case, you can use power. I'm cool with that too, right? But you can see more opportunities pop up with power. I'm just going to stick to worst case. No doubt about that, Irish. Or Orty, excuse me. No doubt. Okay, so why do I focus on point spreads? Bookmaker takes significantly more money on point spreads compared to the other sharp sports books. So Pinnacle's taking $3,000 on Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, right? And that's cute. I'm willing to say, before I'm logging into Bookmaker right now on my other monitor, I'm willing to say that Bookmaker might be taking $10,000 to $11,000 on this market. So I just log into Bookmaker, type in Georgia Tech in the search bar. I'm going to pull up VOTech minus 8.5 and see what the limits are in Bookmaker. You can see Pinnacle right here, 3K, 3K. Virginia Tech minus 8.5. They're taking $14,000, almost $15,000. Okay, so right here, bing, bing, bing. Virginia Tech minus 8.5. They're taking $15,000. Bookmaker is. That is 5 times the amount of money that Pinnacle's taking. So this is why I use Bookmaker as my sharp sports book, because they're taking away. Who has more confidence in their odds? Pinnacle that's taking 3K or Bookmaker that's taking 15,000. I'll let you be the judge. Not to sound like a smart ass, but it's pretty easy to see that the sports book that's taking more money on their markets, that's who has more confidence in their lines. Just like if your buddy said, hey, I'll bet you on the Super Bowl winner, I'll take the Pats. And you're like, all right, how much you want to wager? And they're like $10. And you're like, okay. And then somebody else, your other buddy's like, yo, I'll bet you $1,000 I'll take the Pats. Somebody has more confidence in that play than your other friend. That's all it is. So Bookmakers at minus 152. If you have Hard Rock at minus 120, this is really good. Really, anything below minus 133 odds is really solid. So I would love to maybe over at 4CX and minus 133 get this. If you have no VIG, I would bet this. Canby Sportsbook, dun, 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 minus 125. I like that. Right now, minus 125 is almost a 3% EV edge. Really, anything above 2%, I'm interested in. So I'm going to go back over to Desert Diamond. What, minus 125? That gives me, they're telling me about 178. Unfortunately, I only have like $80 left in my Desert Diamond account. But we're going to take Virginia Tech minus 8.5. And it's very simple, guys, when it comes to this. It's just, look at the sports books that are providing you, let me go back over this. Look at the sports books that are providing you the most money and who are taking on the most money and bet that. Can I get that? Whoop, passed it up. Bang. Georgia Tech. Dude. Let's slow it down for a second. All right, then he's going to come over here to game, guys. We can go, actually, most popular. VOTech, minus 8.5, 125, and I'm just going to bet this for $80. And there we go. We're in. So 80 bucks. I get this over at Desert Diamond. I'm out of money on Desert Diamond, but that's all right. Very happy with that. Desert Diamond, guys, is a Canby sportsbook out here in Arizona. Loyola Chicago, Kalshi. Not going to lie, I ran out of Kalshi cash today. But if you guys are on Kalshi, this looks incredible. Loyola Chicago plus 3.5, minus 116 on Kalshi, 5% EV edge, only $70. There's $71 available, now $52. So go over to Kalshi, guys. We've been talking about Kalshi, Poly Market, prediction markets, guys. This is a smash. 5% EV edge to bookmaker. Again, it's not like the person that posted this liquidity on Kalshi is asking for $50,000. There's 52 bucks here. Go bet that all day long. Irish C in the AM. C in the AM. Syracuse on BetDSI. Looks like that's gone. Yeah, that's gone. That's fine. St. Louis, no vid, $117. I would say definitely go bet St. Louis. No doubt. Dayton, Canby Sportsbook. Looks like that's gone. Talked about Virginia Tech. You can get this over at Bet Openly at minus 9.5. We got it at 8.5. Missouri, plus 11, Bet Openly. A book that won't limit you, $30. I would grab that. Speaking of Kalshi, Oklahoma, plus 2.5. $2,500 here on this play. Let me take a look to see what bookmaker's taking. Oklahoma plus 2.5 at plus 113 odds. Bookmaker's taking $15,000 on this play. Looks like Kalshi just got swallowed up, but you can get this at no vig for about $24. Poly Market, there's $2,300 here. I'm not scared about that because bookmaker's taking $15,000. Loyola Chicago plus 1, 4CX. This is an exchange. Don't know if this is any good anymore. No, too low of an edge. We're just going to hide this play on Syracuse because that doesn't look to be out there. So talked about the same. Ooh, here we go. Southeast Louisiana, Caesars. Okay. McNeese. Southeastern Louisiana plus 13. Bookmakers taking about $1,300 here. Now, Pinnacle's only taking $500. $1,300 here. Again, this is a smaller conference, guys. It's a little different than Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech, right? We're talking about ACC basketball compared to, God, I can't remember if this is the Southern Conference. There's a zillion conferences in college hoops. I can't remember. But this is a smaller conference, right? So the books aren't taking as much money on this play. So my confidence in this edge is not all that great compared to Virginia Tech, where they're taking 15 grand, right? So there's a couple factors that go into this. Because you have to understand this, guys. This tool, this OddsJam's tool, it doesn't take in the liquidity. It doesn't take in the popularity of the sport. All it is, it's looking at the edge, the fair value, your bankroll, and then the edge. And then it's spitting out a bet recommendation. But it doesn't look at the liquidity or the conference that these teams are playing in. It doesn't look at any of that stuff. So that's where you have to know, all right, well, this is ACC basketball compared to a smaller conference basketball. You know, Loyola Chicago, this was over at FanDuel. Now it's the Score and Ballybet or Canby. This looks really good. Again, you know, they're taking this is a little bit bigger. This is what, the A10? So bigger conference than McNeese. Anything above 2%, I'm willing to go after. This is fake news on this Onyx play. Oklahoma, we talked about this. I like that. So again, something else, guys, if you're betting college basketball and you're getting your ass kicked, start betting the Power 5 conferences. Stop betting the smaller conferences, right? Because there's less liquidity in there from sharp books. The more liquidity that you can find on plays in the Power 5 conferences, the more confidence that you have in that play. So another little tip there if you're losing in college basketball. Bet US and Bet Now, San Jose State plus 12.5. This looks pretty good. Okay. Circa over here as well. You can take a look at that play. All right, let's jump into some NBA player props. D-Vigging to FanDuel first. Let's see what we have. MGM, Jalen Williams, over 6.5 rebounds. This is really only a... All right, to be honest, if you can get this on Canby, anything above plus 111 looks really good. At plus 120 odds, it's still a 4% edge here, guys. So if you can get this on Canby, that's solid, right? Bet Rivers, if you can get this on, just Canby, really. Props Builder at plus 117, it's about a... Never mind, it's a negative percentage. Never mind. FanDuel must have just adjusted this. Yeah, you can see the percentage went way down. So they moved this. So it's not good. It's just only good right now over to MGM, which is unfortunate. But that's how it goes. Sabonis, is this available on any other sports book? Not really. It's just a Hard Rock only play. Walter Clayton on his points. Only a Fanatics play. I'll skip the first quarter player points because I know that that's really only going to be, only a few books offer that. Landry Shamet, however you say the dude's name. Hard Rock's another book, obviously. MGM, you could hit this up. Sportzino. Put this on a PrizePicks slip, guys. Not bad. Any of your DFS books like Dabble or PrizePicks, I would hit up Landry Shamet. That's definitely something to consider. Chris Dunn on his steals. Not much. Let me pause here for a moment. Let's go over the Sharp Money tool. And let's tee up all the sports books. And let's go main markets player props. What do we got? All right, a couple plays here on the Canucks. Money line. Someone posted almost $21,000. Someone's here at $17,000. Pinnacle's only taking $10K for this market. If you can get this at Ballybet or Bet Parks at plus 118 odds, really, really, really good. Bet Rivers is plus 117, not bad at all. So really any Canby sportsbook, guys. Vancouver on the money line tonight. That looks very tasty. We are going to talk about overtime here in just a few moments. Jazz on the spread on DraftKings plus 7.5. Pinnacle's taking 5K. Someone's posted 5K here. Getting this at plus 102. It's a lot better. It's better to bookmaker. It's not great. And this is a tough one for me, guys. Okay? Because this person posted the same amount of liquidity that's being posted on Pinnacle. If you wanted to take this person's liquidity as well, now we're talking about almost $8,000. Okay? But don't know really how I feel about this one. If you want to take it, I don't blame you. Jazz plus 7.5. I'm just probably going to let it slide. Blackhawks on the puck line. This is 11 cents off to Pinnacle, so I like that. It's even big. It's even further off to Bookmaker. So if you want to take the Hawks at plus 1.5 on the puck line tonight, Canby Sportsbook, I like that. I definitely like that as well. Cool. This is fake news, probably on the Sharks and the Canucks, but we're gonna jump into this here in a second. Player props, anything really? There's not much for player props right now. This Eves Missy play, it's only about a 4x multiplier to Pinnacle, so this isn't meeting the criteria for me. I need 5x or higher. So I really don't care about this one. So I'm just gonna leave that there. But that's for the Sharp Money tool. So let me pause here for a second. I'm going to take, guys, probably the next 2 to 4 minutes and talk to you guys about overtime. Sounds like this is like an infomercial. It's really not. Let me talk to you guys about overtime. And let me tell you about this sportsbook. So this was a newer sportsbook that was added to the OddsJam ecosystem. What I've noticed with overtime is de-vigging to FanDuel for NBA player props. There's a lot of plays that are popping up. Now, what I've noticed is when I went over to this sportsbook, this is a crypto-based sportsbook, okay? So I can already see some eye rolls out there, right? But I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. This is overtime. I might get a slap on the wrist from YouTube for showing the sportsbook. Is what it is, okay? So if we go to the NBA, you can see everything here is on the left-hand side. I don't have a code to shill, by the way, guys. This is just a new book that's been popping up with a lot of OddsJam opportunities, and I wanted to talk about it. Up here, you can select your American odds. You can select your different odds, decimal odds or American odds, right? Okay. What I found out with this sports book is that you need to deposit via crypto. You can deposit via USDC, which is just USD cash and a digital token. You are offered either your EOA wallet or your overtime account, and you want to make sure that you're depositing from whatever, if you use Robinhood or Coinbase or PayPal or Venmo, whoever you use your crypto with, you want to make sure that when you make a deposit, and I just want to make sure when I click on profile, I'm not giving away like any important information. You want to make sure that you have selected, I don't want to show my overtime account information here for the most part. You want to make sure that, and I'll take a screenshot of this. With overtime, guys, when you go to your profile, let's see if I can expand this a little bit. This is what you're going to see. You want to make sure that you're making your deposits onto your overtime account, because that's where you're actually going to be able to place your wagers, okay? So you go over to your overtime account, and then from here, you're going to be able to click onto your wallet, and then you're going to be able to make a deposit, okay? So you're going to see then something like this. Once you click your overtime account, okay, and I'm just going to move this off to the side for a second. And I'm just going to make a quick little box here so you guys will show this. Okay. Once you go to your overtime account right here, you're going to want to click deposit. Okay, click deposit. Then from there, that's where you're going to make sure that you select the correct network. Make sure you select the correct network that you're making the deposit on. It's like the Optimism network here, guys. Honestly, when I made my deposit from Coinbase over to here, it was like 2 seconds. I saw the funds show in 2 seconds. It was literally as soon as I hit send the funds over, bam, within 2 seconds, it popped up on overtime, okay? Now, once you come back over here, and we're over here on our page, okay, this is where you can come in and look at some different things. There's a very large menu when it comes to this, okay? So if we were going to look at like player props, honestly, guys, do not look at first half point spreads. OddsJam's pulling the incorrect information here. So when you're looking at markets, we just want to go to player props, okay? So let's look at Cole Anthony here, okay? Or let's look at a play that actually stays up here long enough. Trey Murphy, this is a 4% edge, almost, under 25.5 points in rebounds. So this is in the Pelicans Thunder game. So let's go to Pelicans Thunder. And we're just going to come down here to points and rebounds. You just got to scroll, right? This is rebounds, threes, assists. And we're going to finally get to points and rebounds right here. And then the players' names in the middle. Trey Murphy, under 25.5. Pretty sure that's what we want, right? It's minus 101, plus 100. Make sure, guys, over here on this left-hand side, you could see a couple of things. Number one, there's only $116 in liquidity. So this works like no vig. It works like ProfitX. It's an exchange. There's only $116 in liquidity. If you're using USD, select your coin. If you use their overtime coin, you actually get a slightly better odds price. You can see like you get like a 2% bonus payout if you use their overtime odds for better odds, okay? And then obviously I'm out of cash right now, but if your balance would show right here. And this is where you would just type it in, then click buy. And then it's going to tell you that you have to put in like your password. So you're going to have to create your own password, like your own PIN, just to verify that you want to make the trade. It might sound confusing. Trust me, if you're willing to put in the work, this is a book that I signed up with. Now, I'm not dumping like 10 grand into this sports book because, I'm hoping my bet wins tonight so I can try to execute a withdrawal just to make sure that they pay out. And if they pay out, then I'll deposit some more money in there. But this is a newer sports book. You want to be careful that you don't deposit like half your bankroll into this. It's an exchange that works off crypto. And in my opinion, if you guys are watching this on the stream right now, you're some of the few people that are willing to put in the work. You're going to be able to attack a lot of these player props over here. And I think you're going to see some success for sure, right? So I would say it's really only worth going after player props right now because OddsJam is pulling in the incorrect odds that I noticed on NHL goals, total goals, and first half point spreads. But for player props, it's solid. So that's overtime. But just wanted to definitely stop for a moment and just tell you guys about it because I finally signed up for it today. I tried it out. It took me a minute to figure out how it works, but that's how you would do it. Let's look at the props. I'm not going to go for the next couple of streams, guys, and explain it like this. I'm just going to really reference this stream. So if you want to go back and watch it, that's how you would do it. All right, so let's take a look at some other plays. We're DVigging the Pinnacle right now. Derek Queen under on his points. Okay. Marking in on rebounds. $86 on no vig. It's an ARB to Pinnacle. Go bet this. Oscar Thompson. Looks good on Circa, by the way. If you can get this at Circa at plus 100 odds, that's still a 5.5% EV edge play. So for my Circa people out there, I like this. Honestly, if you wanted to go over to FanDuel at minus 102, it's a 4.5% edge. So let's see. Pinnacle hasn't moved a ton. They've just been chilling down here. We've seen Bookmaker drop off a cliff, and then they're at minus 115. So it's really Pinnacle who's the most bullish on this, but I would definitely say if you're using Circa, I would go after that. Sadiq Bey on his points, $400 over here on no vig. I would just go bet that. Filipowski, we bet some unders on his points, but if you want to bet the over, I'm cool. We've seen some unders there. Collier, there's $90 here, no problem. Sensabaugh, over 15.5 points. Not an ARB, not a low hold, but some nice little line movement here from Pinnacle within the last hour, minus 101 to minus 106. A little bit of movement. I'd be willing to go like a half of a unit. Again, we talked about this yesterday. The biggest problem with the odds jam, in my opinion, is that they overinflate their player prop odds and that they undervalue their mainline markets. So the edge that showed here is overinflated. So that's why you're being recommended to bet like $1 trillion on player props, but then on mainline markets, you're told to bet pennies. And I think it's disproportionately, how they're coming up with their numbers. Again, the Kelly criterion doesn't understand the market and the liquidity and the popularity. So for me, on these player props, normally I would bet half of what's being recommended to me, or maybe like 3/4 of the recommendation, unless I really love something. Tyrese Maxey on DraftKings. This is not an ARB to Pinnacle. It's not a low hold, but this looks good to FanDuel, Bookmaker, and Pinnacle. Let's look at the line movement here. Do we got anything at all? We have some line movement from DraftKings. I don't like seeing that. Bookmaker's chilling. FanDuel's chilling. Pinnacle moved, and Pinnacle moved recently. Okay? So this under 6.5 assists on Maxey could be pretty good. Could be very, very good. And that would be something that you'd want to take a look at. So I want to double check this to see if it's really worth my time. Because in getting this at minus 109 could definitely be something that would be really solid. To be able to get this at like a 110 over on no vig, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so there's Maxey. Anything that's below 5%, guys, you're really just looking for line movement because it's not going to be an ARB. It's not going to be a low hold. So looking at like Isaiah Joe here, right, we're looking for line movement here. So we want to see Pinnacle move a lot within a short amount of time. And we see that, right? 30 minutes ago. This is massive. Really 35 minutes ago, Pinnacle's at minus 139. They're now at minus 176. So that's a massive movement from a sharp sportsbook. So any Canby sportsbook guys, I would definitely be willing to bet this. This looks really good because of the movement from Pinnacle. So that's what I'm looking for. Collier on assist, over 9.5. No Keontae George tonight, so Collier's going to be running the show for the Jazz. What do we got? Yo, this is what I'm freaking talking about, man. So FanDuel just dropped off a cliff. Plus 104 to minus 113. Pinnacle just moved a ton. They were at plus 111, down to minus 112. We can get this over a props builder, guys. Go, 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 go. I don't care where you go. I'm going to go over to Bet DSI and bet this because I got a healthy balance over there, and I can use their props builder. XBet, Bovada, MyBookie, BUSR, Bet Online, Bet Now, Bet Any Sports. You can use props builder. Bet US, don't want to forget Bet US. I think you guys get the gist. Call your over on his assists. You're going to want to go to the assist market, guys. It's not available on the over-under. You're going to be clicking on the 10 plus, and I definitely like that. 150, I'm going to go on Collier here. I like that because of the movement. So I actually really believe in that edge a little bit more. And there we go. So we get the Collier play, which is awesome. Duncan Robinson on his points. Not a ton of movement here from Pinnacle. Solid movement 2 hours ago from FanDuel, obviously. They were up at like plus 110. They're now at minus 118. So that could be worth something here on Duncan Robinson. But there you go. Guys, that's where I'm going to kind of call it for today. I will be on tomorrow. Ooh, Derek Queen, 1 second. Hold up. So Arb to Penny. I will be on tomorrow, though, at 9 a.m. Eastern. There we go. Good movement from Pinnacle. We'll wrap things up on FanDuel with a Derek Queen under 8.5 points. And again, these are things that you want to really look for when you're betting player props, because player props are highly volatile. And so all you're looking to see here is something like that. This Blazers game's already underway, but we can hit this play up on the Thunder and the Pelicans. And this is going to be an alternate line here, guys. So under 8.5 at plus 126 for Derek Queen. Just come down to Derek Queen, all points under 8.5. It's now plus 122. I only got $70 in the account, but let's go. There we go. We still get it at plus 122, which I'm happy about that. Very happy. All right, guys, there it is. Questions, email me, DM me. Check out some of the most recent videos talking about prediction markets, guys. You want to be caught up to speed with prediction markets? Got questions about overtime? Let me know. Rick, if you got questions, let me know. Hopefully that cleared some things up. But otherwise, guys, have an awesome Tuesday, and I'll talk to you guys mañana. Adios.